Hello, this is Satbir. This is the second part of our live coding in which we are building this website Math Me Up in Django framework. Today we will basically write more code to set up the view of this website. So let's go back to the terminal and start building the second phase of this website. So now here I am on my terminal. The very first things I will do is I'm going to activate my virtual environment. So once I have my virtual environment active, now I can start working on this website. So let's take a look at what we have so far in our folder. So as you can see, this is the README file, which I'm basically writing the same time I'm building this website. So we have a main folder, website project. In that main folder, we have these file math me up. This file basically, this folder or directory we created, and we run the Django admin start app, and it create like bunch of code there. And I have a git ignore file. The reason to have this file because I'm pushing my code on the GitHub. If you do not want to use GitHub, you just can ignore that one too. And then there is a requirement where I'm putting all my requirement or dependency for this website. Make me file. This is basically I'm creating also same time alias so that I can run these code with easy commands. And then we have manage.py file, which is the when we run the Django admin make project sort of the command it created, and this is the readme file. One thing we're gonna do today first is, as you can see, if you go into the setting.py, in the base folder, and you see here there is something is called the secret key. So this is the secret key for this website, and I will start by hiding this one because you do not want to show this secret key to the public. This secret key, you see that once basically I will configure that one. I'm gonna basically change it so that uh, anybody who is on public on my GitHub, or if I want to share with my code with somebody, I can just basically have it in locally, not give it to the public. So let's see how we're gonna do this first. So if you go to our let's go to our GitHub README file, and we're gonna start from following this step. First, hide your key. The very first command or the very first Python library we need is decouple. So first we're gonna go to our main terminal and run this command, which is a pip install Python decouple. Make sure your virtual environment is up so that this installed into your virtual environment. So as you can see, the requirement already satisfied. So this is because I already have this Python decoupled in my system. But if you don't have, then you will see a bunch of different line here. So now let's go to the second step where we're gonna create .env. So we're gonna create this file in your base directory where the manage.py is. So as you can see, there is a two different way of creating a file. I can just go here in my visual code and create a new file, and I'm gonna give name .env. So this file should be the same sort of in the base directory. And when I'm gonna open that one, so all I'm gonna go is I'm gonna go into this setting.file and I'm gonna copy this whole entire things. I'm gonna come back and paste it here, and I will remove these quotations. So that's all I need to do. Let's check the. So you see this should be the setup of your now because you have a new file .env. And in that env file, we also need to put that into the git ignore file so that our when I push the code, it will ignore this one. And also I completed this step. Add your secret key in from your setting.py file into the env file and remove the quotations. So inside of your basically env dot file, this is how the example of basically the secret key should look like. Now inside of your setting file, add the following code. So you also have to add this code into your so now if I go back into setting .py, all I need to do is I need to replace this code with a secret key config, that sort of the secret key variable name. I can remove that one because this is the library which I need. So what I will do is I'm going to remove this one from here and I'm going to paste it here so that it will look all right. So, okay, let's see what is the next step. Next step, check if all is working by running this command, make server. So let's see whether the secret key has been hid or not by going into the terminal. Okay, so we are back into the terminal. We're gonna run this command, make run server. And let's see that if everything was configured correctly. I think everything was configured correctly because our project is working all right. So everything is working all right. It means now our secret key is sort of safe, which is in this in this e.env file. So now if you see here, I don't have my secret key in my code. One thing I also want to do that I don't want to push these code to the GitHub. So I'm going to go here and write that file name env so that when I push my code at the end of this video, this file .env will not get pushed to the GitHub so that my secret key will not be in the GitHub. Okay, so this is totally optional for those who are not using the GitHub, but if you're using the GitHub, definitely you wanna hide your secret key. So I'm gonna kill the server, let's clear up. And next, what we are going to do is we're gonna create a bunch of folder. So we are creating basic folder and file for templating. And then we're gonna create some folder and install some app there. So this is basically the step number creating basic folder and file templating, and how to create app are listed here in the readme file. After you complete this step, this is how it should look like. Your directory, your project directory, how it should look like. You have main website. This is the name of the website, basically the mathme.up, which is sort of, I give the name, so I put that as a variable. And then first we're gonna create a apps. We're gonna create a directory and we're gonna name it as app. In that directory, we're gonna create three more directory. One is a public, account, and content. So this is gonna be public view. This is gonna be login, logout views, and this is gonna be the content where we have to sort of create a form for like so the customer can submit their sort of message and content us. Then we're gonna also create a directory called templates, and in that directory we're gonna create that many files. And these files are already there, so also you can see there is nothing new rest of it, but these sections are we are going to basically create. You can create manually, and you can also use the command line. So I will be using the command line because sort of I already write all these code here. So let's start from here. So first, to create in this directory, I'm gonna create the folder app. So what I will do is go back to the terminal, and I need to cd into this folder math me up. So cd math me up folder, and here I will make a directory apps, and I cd into apps, and I will create more I'm gonna now create another directory named templates. Create another folder with the name templates in. Okay, so we can sort of get back cd. Actually, we're gonna create in that folder uh, another directory or another folder, and we're gonna give it its name templates. So now, as you can see that in this folder, which is a math me up / website folder, you have the init file. You have this file, which is sort of when we run the server, this automatically get generated and keep all the cache. So it's not really important file, but you will might see that one is appearing after running the server. We have this asgi.py setting, and now we have a templates file and apps. So here apps and templates, these are the two new folder which I have created. So now we in the templates we have to create these HTML files. So there are a bunch of them. So what I will do again, I will cd into templates. So cd into templates, and then I'm gonna start running these commands one by one. There are a bunch of them here, so gonna so this footer, these file we need later, maybe not today, but we're gonna create it anyway. These files will need we will need these files to create our front end of our website. So as you can see that in that directory templates, I have created a file about HTML, base HTML, content HTML, footer, index, and navbar. I will update these files later. So let me also show you on the Visual Studio. As you can see in the Visual Studio, if I go into this folder, I have now the directory app or a new folder, the name apps. And then I have also another basically folder, which are templates. And in templates, I have about that HTML. I will write something here. This is about. I have base, this is base, this is base. I'm just gonna write so that when we will, this is content, and this is a footer, and this is home page. So this is a home index file, and this is a navbar. This is navbar. Okay. So I'm just writing something, but we're gonna later delete this and update with the new codes. But just for now, we're gonna write these things. Now let's go back, and now we're gonna start creating apps, and then we also start basically enabling or installing app. Let's do the first thing. We're gonna cd into the app folder and make these 3 more folder, or create these 3 more folder. So if I cd back into the main folder, and then now I can cd into apps. So as you can see, now I'm in app folder. There is a nothing in there. The first things is we're gonna make a public folder for a public app. Then I'm gonna make a folder for account app, and I'm gonna also make a folder for content app. So one by one, we will install these apps, and also gonna create another file, which is gonna be init.py. in the same folder. So if I list the file in that directory, I will have that file, the init.py. I have a folder with the name account, contact, and public. So these are the things I have done so far. And now I'm gonna go back to basically the base directory. My base directory is the website project. This is my base, where you can see in base, you should have the manage.py file. So this is your base directory. So the next we will do, we're gonna install these apps. So I create these folders. So now I'm gonna install these app, or I'm gonna start these app. So this is the command Python manage.py start app. I'm gonna start first public, and here I have to give the path to that folder. So path is, I'm gonna start from the current directory, and my next directory is math. It is located in math me up / website, and then in that basically folder I have the folder apps, and in that app folder you have public. So this is the path to this app. So you see the app is public, and also the path has to be public. It should end at the public. So you're starting from the main directory. I can show you that in here. You see you start from the math me up, and in that folder you have folder app, and in that app folder you have public, and here you're going to install your app, or you create your app. If I run this command, so it seems like successfully run. Now if I go back to the public folders, now there are a bunch of new files. So you have view, you have a test, models, apps.py, admin, init, and the migration. So these are sort of happens because I run this app. Similarly, I'm gonna run that one for accounts. So if I have accounts here, and I have to have accounts here too. It runs successfully, and then I'm gonna run for contact. That should be contact. This one runs successfully. I can go back and check whether this is, yeah, you see there's more files and code are here, and accounts, you have more file and code here. So, okay, so this is what we have done so far. We have created a bunch of file. We created the templates, and in that templates, we create bunch of HTML file, and we start 3 app: account, content, and public by running the Python command, and we created that app folder. So this is so far we have done. So after you complete this section, you should be here, because that's how your directory should look like now, because you have the main website project, and then you have the math mean through your website folder, and that folder you have app folder. In app folder there should be 3 more folder with these many files in it, and in templates this should be these many files in, and then you have inits and other files we have before. Now the next we're gonna do is we're gonna configure our routes. So once we configure our routes, we will be able to see the first view of our website. Before we start basically viewing our website, we have to do is in the setting.py, we have to set up our base directory path, or the project directory path. So to do that, I'm gonna copy this code. So if I just copy this code and go into the setting.py. So let's go into setting.py. So here you can see your base directory is defaultly set up in not in the main folder. But now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy that one and put it here, but I'm gonna initiate my project directory path, which is gonna be the base directory, and in that directory I wanna go into this math me up website. So you see the main directory, that is the website.project, but I want to set up my project directory. I want to set math me up hyphen website. So that is my project directory. So also I want to do is I'm gonna go into the templates and change that directory as well. So if I go to my templates now, in the templates, you see there is nothing here. So I'm gonna go and replace this code by the directories now is gonna be the project directories, and it will be templates, you know. Now the next things we will do is we're gonna copy these code, and we will go into the URLs because we have to configure our URLs now and route them to view our first view page. So if I go into the URLs, so you can see in the URLs, the default URL is set up as admin. So this is what we see when we are run our website. So what we actually need to do is instead of this, you see this is path is already there. I will delete that one. So I need to delete this one actually because I think so I'm gonna add what essentially I'm doing is I'm adding another path in that path, because here the admin was before default, but now I'm going to add my default or the home page. So if I don't add anything in the quotations, it means that's going to be the home page, and I'm setting up through the public app URLs. So I'm going to go into public app and create a name file URLs and paste a bunch of code over there. Now let's go to the public app. So here, if I go into public, what I need to do is I need to create a file with the name urls.py, because here I'm going to configure the URLs. So as I basically here go into the app folder and public, there create a file name urls.py. So sorry, typo here, and paste the following code. And in that public, as you see in public URLs, I'm gonna paste these code, and also let's see what is the meaning of these code. The first thing is I'm importing the path, you know, so that's sort of the shortcut I'm gonna use. And here from the local directory, I'm gonna import views. I'm gonna import a view, so I also have to configure views. And since this app is a public, and this public app will what it will do, this public apps gonna views dot index. So basically the index is our home HTML, which is gonna show. So that's the path is configured, and then the about path is gonna be views dot about. So this code will basically change the views of the configure the basically view through the URLs. So now go to the URLs, and we have to update these code also as well. So now open the view.public, and we're gonna copy and paste these codes. So I can just copy and I will paste them here. So from the basically what we are doing, we are gonna sort of import some shortcut and also the HTTP request, HTTP response and request also. These are sort of some shortcut we're gonna use. Here I'm defining the two function, and these two function basically what is render, they render the index.html and about.html. So these are the two HTML file which are going to basically return when these function will will basically call. And these function are already in the URLs, as you can see that index and about function here. So when we will call these function from URLs, the view will render these HTMLs. So now let's see that everything we set up is working. Is there anything we need to do that? No, that's the last step, changing the view. So let's go back to the main. So I'm gonna just go back to the terminal and run our make run server. And if I run make servers, there are few things which is sort of came up. So I think there are some problems here. So the first one is this pattern is unidentified. So there are some errors in the code in the URL. So this pattern is not it. So identification indentations, unexpected indent here somehow. So let me see, where is the indent? Oh, I see, there should be indent here. So that was now should be here. So that's what we need to figure it out. And let's see that if these things also here. So let's change that. And if you go to the setting.py file, hopefully your code is the indent is correct in your code. So just go and figure it out. I think this is okay. And if you go look into here, so check that here, if there is any red things, it means that gonna be a problem. So as you can see, if when I change these intent, so now the code are working. If we go in the main page now, that's so the Django page has gone, and now this is a home page. As you see, this is the index file, the index.html file, which is a request. When we basically give this HTTP response, our request has been rendered with the home page. So also you can see that if I say about, so the about request is also requested, and that page has been rendered. Requested the about.html. This is the about page, which is, that if you go into your templates, if you go to the about file, this is what is written is about. So now basically when I will update these HTML files, basically index and about, I can change the view of my front page. So this is all for today. Next time we will also add the login and log out features in this website, and also we have to create the profile on content page, or basically enable these two app, and then we will basically create the front end of this website, and then we will attach the database also. So these are the few things we will do next. So what I'm gonna do is now I'm gonna control exit. So this is again optional. I'm gonna check my status of today. So you can see that the status, I have the git ignore. So another thing in the git ignore, you see that this file is trying to be pushed, which I don't want to push, because this is just a cache when I run my app or run my application. So what I will do is I'm gonna go into the git ignore file here, and I'm gonna also paste this. I'm gonna also give this star.any pyc. So any file which has this extension, so also will be get ignored. Let's check the get status again and see that if these file has been ignored or not. Get status. So now as you can see, the modify files are the website apps which I added. The new directory was added templates, Git ignore is gonna be add into the staging, and setting.py, urls.py, these are the files basically I updated. So I'll say git add dot, and I say git status before I commit. It's just to be safe. So few things are, let's see if is there anything which I don't want to push. Yeah, these are the file get created. I think all these file I would like to push. There is nothing which I don't want to push, so I will git commit. So this I'm updating. This is part 2, and I will commit, and I will git push. So everything is on our. Okay, so git push I believe is worked, and now you can see if I refresh it. So all these file has been updated. So basically, especially in this folder, all the file has been updated. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye for now. See you next time.